Woo! Hey everybody! So a few weeks ago I told you guys my top 10 favorite current day superstars. And in this video, I'm gonna let you know my top 10 favorite legends. But before we get to that, there's a few names that just missed the cut. They're just outside the top 10 list. Ooh, so close. So, just outside the top 10 are Big Sexy Kevin Nash, the Immortal Hulk Hogan, brother, Mick Foley, Mankind, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, whatever you want to call him, Eddie Guerrero, Latino Heat, and the best in the world, CM Punk. But he's not the best on my list. So now, let's find out who made it in to my top 10. Coming in at number 10 is the one, the only... Whoops. The Macho Man, Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. You talk about larger than life. You talk about a legend. Even people that don't watch wrestling know the name Macho Man Randy Savage. And when I was a kid, I saw him on a VHS tape. He was bright, colorful, loud. He won the World Championship at WrestleMania 4, I think it was, on this tape that I had. And that has good memories for me. Good memories as a kid, watching that tape, seeing Randy Savage, and like I said, he is an all-time great. How can you not love the Macho Man Randy Savage? At number 9 is Owen Hart. Now this is a name, this is a superstar that I liked more after his time. So when I went back and watched some Owen Hart matches, some promos, some interviews, I gained more respect, more fandom, you could say, for Owen Hart. Because at the time, I wasn't a huge fan of Owen Hart. But going back, watching Owen Hart in his prime, he was amazing. Incredible in the ring, amazing on the microphone, and his heel work is phenomenal. If you don't know Owen Hart, if you haven't checked out Owen Hart's work, go and check it out. I would recommend Owen Hart versus X-Pac 1-2-3 Kid from King of the Ring 95, I want to say. The match is only about 3 minutes long, but it is fast, it is action-packed, it is the best 3-minute match you will probably ever see. Coming in at number 8, if you smell what The Rock is cooking. The Rock. So I stopped watching wrestling in the mid to late 90s, and when I came back into wrestling, The Rock was the hottest star. In 2000, The Rock was on top. He was the man. I even had a DVD that showed The Rock going to the barbers. I wouldn't care about anyone else, but I cared about The Rock getting his hair cut. I was a huge fan of The Rock, still am to this day. He's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. He is the biggest name in Hollywood, the highest paid actor in the world. All of his matches, all of his promos are, like he says, electrifying. You cannot not be entertained by the great one. At number 7, this one might confuse some people, but it is Christian. Now, you might be thinking, Christian? Christian? I was thinking about it, and I don't really know why I like Christian. I don't know why he's made it into my top 10, but he's there at number 7. He's not the biggest guy, he's not the strongest guy, he's not the tallest guy, but for some reason, he has this charisma. He's Captain Charisma. He has the X Factor for me. I always preferred him over Edge. I was happy when he finally won the world title. I was happy when he won the world title in TNA. Finally, he got his big moment and he came back to WWE. He won the world title from Randy Orton. So Christian, for me, he is at number 6. You cannot have a top 10 all-time great list without the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
I said Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
I said Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was, still is, one of the biggest names of all time. The Stunner, Boom. The beers. The fingers that I can't show because I get demonetized. But you know which finger I'm talking about. He did what most people want to do. Beat up your boss. And he did it. We could live through Stone Cold Steve Austin beating up our boss. Stone Cold, one of the all-time greats, and number 6 on my own personal list. At number 5, a man that has been at the top of WWE for 30 years. I'm talking about the dead man, the Undertaker. Now, is he a legend? Is he still a current day wrestler? He's somewhere in the middle, but I thought I'd put him on my legends list because he is a legend without a shadow of a doubt. Undertaker, one of the greatest characters in wrestling all time. He's changed so many times. He's been the dead man, he's been the biker, costume changes, hair changes. He's survived the test of time. Let's just say that. At number 4. Now, I said earlier that I stopped watching wrestling in the mid to late 90s. When I got back into wrestling, the first pay-per-view that I saw was Royal Rumble 2000. And in that show, in that pay-per-view, one of the main events, Cactus Jack against Triple H in a street fight. Triple H was the world champion, and Triple H is number 4 on my list. From that match, from that moment, Triple H became one of my favorites. He came out with China, he had the My Time music, he did the water spit, he looked like a Greek god, muscles everywhere. The match was amazing. I love that match. That is one of my favorite all-time matches. Street Fight, Rumble 2000. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Now, we're getting into the top 3. Coming in at number 3, he is absolutely perfect. Mr. Perfect, former Intercontinental Champion, Curt Hennig. Wow, when I was a young kid, watching my WWF tapes, Mr. Perfect was a guy that always stood out to me. His bright leotards, whatever you want to call them, his in-ring ability, off the chart. He was perfect. I really wish he would have won the world title, but he was in an era of Hogan and Savage and Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant. So he was a solid mid-card guy, a solid Intercontinental Championship level guy. But for me, he will always be in my top 5. In this list, he's in my top 3. Mr. Perfect. Check out some of his matches. He was perfect. At number 2, he's got 2 names. I like both of them. They are Scott Hall and Razor Ramon. The coolest guy, not just in wrestling, probably in the whole world. Razor Ramon, again, another superstar that I watched as a kid. He went to WCW. He created the NWO with Hogan and Nash. He had the toothpick, which I copied a few times thinking I was cool. He had the one strand of hair coming down the center of his forehead. Razor Ramon, Scott Hall at number 2. And finally, number 1. The top spot, my all-time favorite legend. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, Bret the Hitman Hart. Again, going back to when I was a young kid, watching WWF, watching WWE, Bret Hart was the man. He was the champion. He was at the top. And on this list, he is my number 1. Maybe it's to do with childhood memories, you know, fond memories, thinking back, what's the word? Nostalgia. Bret Hart for me, excellence of execution. I agree with that. And I was always more of a Bret Hart fan than a Shawn Michaels fan. That's just me personally. But yeah, Bret Hart, multiple time world champion, multiple time Hall of Famer, and now you can add number 1 legend on the list of Kip Clips to that list of achievements. So, well done, Bret the Hitman Hart. But there we go, guys. Those are my top 10 favorite all-time legends. Let me know yours in the comments below. Let me know what do you think of my list as well. Any legends that you love, same as me. Any legends that you've never heard of. yeah, just let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. Catch you next time for some more WWE videos.